We've learned that the management is the process of planning, leading, organizing, and controlling. However, the term can be mistranslated to the word boss. Modern companies such as Coca-Cola, Amazon, and Google are slowly changing this perception of management with their emphasis on job enrichment and employee satisfaction. The happier and less stressed the employee is, the more willing they are to work and to get projects done. As stated by Yang, employees of the tech giant Google consistently report high levels of job satisfaction, are very well compensated, and work on meaningful projects in a supportive environment. Here are examples of one company with job enrichments and employee satisfaction. The company Google offers free meals for both breakfast and lunch. This saves time and money for each coworker. Not only do they get free food while they work, but they get free cooking classes. As stated by one of the Google engineers, beyond learning to cook new things, it is also a great opportunity to meet new people in the office and outside of those you work with, or getting to know your teammates better. To work off all the food that they can eat at Google, they also offer a 24/7 open gym, so they can go work out and also join a class if they want to. Just a few other bonuses for working at companies like Google are stress-free relief massages, working at the most beautiful office locations in the world, free shuttle service to and from work. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Now, this is just one company with all these perks to enrich job performance. Just imagine if almost every company did this in the United States. Next is more of a breakdown of the certain types of management within two companies, Google and Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola as a company employs three different management styles: democratic management style, consultative management style, and laissez-faire management style. For the democratic management style, managers push the decision-making authority away from themselves and allow other people on their team to give input and help in the decision-making process. This is called employee empowerment, and this is meant to boost productivity and boost self-morale as well within the employees, because they feel they are really making a difference in this decision-making process. In this type of management style, no one is higher ranked than the other. Work also employs the consultative management style, which is where managers take ideas from their team members and pass them on to executives and help consult in the final decision-making process. This really lets employees feel that they have a real say in this decision-making process and that their ideas are valued. Coke also employs the laissez-faire management style, which is a very hands-off approach in which the managers do not give a lot of direction to the employees when given a project. And as long as the employees are hitting their key business targets or their valuation targets, then they are allowed to take their own route with these projects. And it really motivates employees to work hard and be productive because they feel that they have the freedom to work in the way that is best for them. It's the combination of these three management styles that has really helped Coke excel and be the leading beverage company for the past 118 years. Google takes a similar approach in management style to Coca-Cola. Their head of HR, Laszlo Bock, really believes in the empowerment of employees. He believes that the managers need to push that decision-making authority away from themselves in order to allow the employees to generate ideas and feel that they have a big role in the company and a big role in the decision-making process. He works with them. He believes that managers should be clearing roadblocks and fostering the growth of ideas. So the style that they take as well, managers do not make the end-all be-all decisions for who is hired and promoted as well. So what that style is for them is that they'll have a group of peers or a committee that help decide who should be promoted. And the reason for this is that one person on a team's idea of the best person may not be the same as someone, a different manager. So they feel that with this collaboration of ideas, this collaboration of different personalities, that they really will come to the best decision for the company. And they really do want all employees to be involved as well. It's very discussion based there at Google. They want the employees to be involved with all decisions going on around the company. And that has actually been shown through recently. Google has been trying to get a contract with the Pentagon to work with AI recognition, and this could help with the targeting of certain drones. But a lot of the Google employees, or Googlers as they're called, are not comfortable with this. And through this open environment where they're able to discuss and challenge management, they have written letters to the CEO, and they have had long discussions on the forum boards talking about how this decision is not right for the company. And the CEO has said, we really do appreciate all of our employees, and this is very vital for the company that all of these discussions are being had within internally and that we come to the best decision for the company. So it's really kind of shown there that Google does care what their employees think. They really do believe in this employee empowerment, and it's through this that they believe they're able to make the best decisions for their company because they get everyone involved. And we'll see what happens, whether they actually decide to take the contract with the Pentagon or not. But we do know there's going to be a lot of discussion going on there involved with everyone throughout the company. And that's really what the kind of company that they want to be, have the reputation for and be known as moving forward. And it really has allowed them to have great success with everything that they've done.
Transitioning from modern management tactics, I'll be talking about bureaucratic traditional organizational structures. In a broad sense, traditional management tactics are much more rational, logical, and efficient in comparison to modern day tactics, which are much more flexible and adaptable for their coworkers. Max Weber is one of the major pioneers of the classical organizational theory, and he has 5 points that I think are really important in understanding how traditional management tactics are carried out throughout an organization. The first point is that an organization should adopt unique divisions of labor with an expert at each position. Second, the organization should develop a consistent set of rules to ensure uniform throughout performance. Third, the organization should establish a hierarchy of position that creates a chain of command. Fourth, managers should conduct business in an impersonal way to maintain the appropriate social distance between themselves and their subordinates. And fifth, employment and advancement within the company should be based on technical skills rather than the overall package that more modern management tactics use today. Many businesses in today's world struggle on their decisions of whether they should become more modern in their management tactics or if they should stick to their traditional ways. Some benefits of continuing with a traditional bureaucratic structure would include relying on expertise to determine rules in employment, which does improve efficiency. Also, weighing performance and advancement throughout a company based on technical skills prevents favoritism in the hiring and firing processes. Some weaknesses of a traditional bureaucratic structure would include inflexibility in terms of the exceptions to rules for hiring or paperwork on an everyday basis. It also often results in neglecting normal human and social personalities because workers don't feel as free in their environments.
Hi, I'm Ben. As my friend Matt was saying earlier, bureaucratic management is a model of organization design based on a formal and legitimate system of authority with consistent processes and rules. Oftentimes in business, you'll hear people talk about the bureaucracy of the Chinese government. It's usually harder to do business in the nation of China because of long, time-consuming bureaucratic processes. A recent example of this is the Chinese government's response to the trade war started by the Trump administration. This article in the Wall Street Journal is talking about how China's biggest weapon against tariffs is not tariffs, it's bureaucracy. It's about how the country has pride in having a bureaucracy for the past 5,000 years. It can draw on a long tradition of bureaucratic obstruction, in which it can use rules, regulations, guidelines to hurt American companies. This article talks about how the biggest loser will probably be American companies that have goods that can easily be substituted and that can gain and lose market share very quickly. It says that American firms in China could soon find their product models at the bottom of the regulatory pile for things like safety approvals, or their state-owned Chinese partners might shift resources toward European joint ventures instead. This talks about how China has a long history of doing stuff like this. This wouldn't be the first time it has used regulations, rules, strict guidelines to squeeze out foreign businesses. During a dispute with Japan over contested islands in 2012, Japanese car makers suffered a nearly 10% drop in market share in a matter of a few months. It also talks about how when China was kind of upset over the U.S. putting some missiles in South Korea that it just simply banned sales of packaged goods and also put some more regulations on Korean tourism. It continues to talk about how companies you wouldn't think of, such as Starbucks and Hollywood films and companies, can be hit by increased aggressive regulation by the Chinese bureaucracy.
I'm here with Kathy Brown. She is a manager down at Shaw Industries, a Fortune 400 Berkshire Hathaway firm, and we're going to do a couple questions kind of regarding your position. So do you mind to tell us kind of what your position is?
No, I'd be glad to. My name is Kathy Brown. I'm the Commercial Resilient Training Manager for Shaw Industries. I've been with the company for 20 years. I started out as a territory manager in Kentucky, and we got into the resilient being vinyl business about 8 years ago. And I was an early adapter to that platform of flooring, and I became a vice president of strategic accounts for healthcare and education. And then from that position, it morphed into the training position where I am now.
Okay. And what does that training position kind of entail?
So basically what I do is I train our commercial sales force, that would be Shaw Contract and Packcraft, on our resilient platforms. So that will be vinyl planks, vinyl sheets, bio-based products. It's just a whole variety of vinyl products.
Right. Cool. So our education's kind of taught us that the process of being a manager, managers have to be able to plan, organize, and lead and control. So given those four kind of pillars, do you care to pick one and expand on it and maybe give us a situation or an event where you had to implement one or all of those principles?
Sure. Let's start out with planning.
Okay.
When I got into this position, it was a new position. We had no curriculum. We had nothing. So I basically had to build a curriculum and roll it out to our 400 plus sales reps.
So something that I've noticed during my internship is that people have been there 5, 10, 20 plus years. You guys have a lot of employee longevity. And that to me is a reflection of Shaw's culture and their kind of part that they take in work-life balance and compensation or whatever it may be. But they take their employees very seriously, and they want to make sure that you're going to be there for a long time. Mm-hmm. So given what you do with new trainees coming in, people that are kind of fresh or that might not understand the industry very well, do you take that reflection of Shaw's culture and implement it into your curriculum? Or how do you kind of go about that?
I do think about that when I'm creating curriculum. However, I train the way I want to be trained. We know that people learn in different ways, right?
Right.
So we're trying to create a lot of different training modules, like Spoke. You've heard us talk about Spoke over the summer, where if you don't do an instructor-led training, we can create tools where people can go, and we're going to link it to salesforce.com, and they can review this information 24/7, 365, which is good. But as a company, we really are concerned about our employees, and I think more so than some of the competitors. I keep a running list of who we have that came to work from us from competitors, and they say that the culture is totally different at Shaw. Now, that does not mean that the bottom line is still not number one and first and foremost for us. But one of the huge advantages that we have within our organization is there are a lot of different avenues that you can go down. Will help you create your career path to hit what your end result to be.
In summary of these clips, we discuss what modern management was and how job enrichment, employee satisfaction help make a company succeed. Tyler then broke it down into two main companies, Coca-Cola and Google, and explained their modern management within their company. Ben and Matt then followed up with discussing the differences between modern management and bureaucratic management with an article. Lastly, Alex ended it with an interview of a modern management manager named Ms. Kathy Brown, a commercial sales manager at Shaw Industries. She gave us an insight of a view of modern day management is like. Thanks for watching.